something that motivates us. It's all about contributing to our well-being, to our wellness in life. And my opinion is that if we live a life with purpose, we're already halfway there. Thank you for joining me. I'm Wallis Patterson, and welcome to Wednesdays with Wallis. You're in for a treat today because I'm sort of, back from having a bit of a holiday and a bit of a break. We all need a rest, don't we? We all need to step back from things. And I did that for a couple of weeks over Christmas, had a gorgeous Christmas. Hope you did too. And hope you have an amazing and fabulous, I wish for you, an amazing and fabulous, spectacular 2023. Got that right. Didn't get into the 2022 or whatever. How to live a bold life is the topic of the this particular episode of Wednesdays with Wallis. So let me kick off by saying this. There are many, many ways to live a bold life. I mean, doing some, skydiving or, jumping off a cliff or something, on one of those wing things that, take you all over the place, or, doing that from, water skiing off the water or something. That absolutely would be living a bold life. That's not particularly the bold life that I'm referring to today or talking about. The bold life I'm referring to is the one where you get off your bum and you do something with your life. Whatever, do something. Don't just sit there, and certainly don't say, I can't do anything. If I had started, when I was younger, if I had done this, if I had done that. Well, you didn't, so don't, mourn over what's lost. And you can't drive a motor car looking in the rear vision mirror, and you certainly can't do it with life. So you've got to look forward. You have to look out through the vision in front of you, out through the window in front of you, to, be able to keep moving. And I'm suggesting you do that, okay? So today's episode about how to live a bold life is exactly that. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a roadmap. My suggestion is that you, one, do something for yourself. What does that mean? That means being a bit entrepreneurial. So, if you don't think you are, well, that's a load of nonsense. You are. I've seen people who have maintained that I'm not entrepreneur, I don't have any entrepreneurial abilities, la, 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 la. And, of course, they do, because what they have is a goal or a dream, and they have, a creative spirit, and they want to do something with that. Well, that's being entrepreneurial, because an entrepreneur and being bold, the word bold, is about having initiative. It's about taking initiative. It's about doing things. It's a little bit different than courage, although, we often need a bit of courage to do the things we'd like to do. So that's not out of the question. I'm not saying you don't need a bit of courage to change things. We all do at times, I mean, the edge of life can be a bit frayed, can't it? I mean, we can all get a bit frayed and a bit like, where am I going? What am I doing? How am I going to do that? So first of all, I want you to think about what it is that you might like to do. What might you like to? Do you like travel? You could write a travel blog. Do you like? And don't tell me you can't write, because you can. Everybody can write, and there's so many fabulous apps and so many great things these days. Oh God, you could put it into an app and it'll come up with, the topic for you and how to write it. I heard about that recently, and in fact, I viewed one of those new amazing apps in the AI area, which is artificial intelligence, in case you think I'm talking, Swahili or something. So there's apps and things that'll write things for you. I mean, I looked a while ago, there's apps for screenwriting, there's all sorts of things. And if you don't know about apps, or you don't know about any of that sort of stuff, well, start learning. I was talking to one of my assistants this morning, and we were talking about the things that I'd been doing over this last 2 or 3 years since I'd been on a quest to Cook Bold Not Old, we've been going now about 5 years, and I look at it and think, oh, what have we achieved? What have we done? Well, we've achieved a lot of things and we've done a lot of things. We've tried a lot of things. We've tried many things that we haven't continued on with. But that doesn't, mean that they weren't worthwhile and they weren't fabulous. Of course they were. And they are, and they remain, in the fabulous category. But what I'm saying here is that, we keep moving on, we keep getting better, we keep moving onwards and upwards. But don't forget, what we have achieved, because, we can all get a bit thing about that. We can all, it's a bit of a yawn. Oh, yeah, done that, finished that, next. And my life has been a bit like that. So I'm suggesting don't do that. So my Wednesdays with Wallis usually is all about, my life experience, the things that I've done and the things that I've participated in. So what does it mean to be living boldly? I believe, my opinion from my experience, is that living boldly is about being able to live your dreams, being able to live with the things that you really want to do. What is it that you want to do? Quilting, I saw a lovely posting recently about a young woman saying that her brother was really embarrassed about the fact that he was great at stitching things. He'd made a couple of beautiful quilts for the children's beds, and they were absolutely stunning and beautiful, but he didn't want to talk about it or let anybody know that that's the sort of thing he could do. Rubbish. It's just a load of rubbish, isn't it? We all get caught up in what other people think, me, our family or our neighbours or best friend or whoever. Well, if you're worried about that sort of thing, quite frankly, they shouldn't be your best friend. Pick another one. So what does it mean? I want you to live boldly. I want you to be doing things for yourself. Now, I'm going to advocate something very clearly on this whole area of living boldly and living a bold life, and that is that I'm suggesting you do something for yourself and make really good money out of it. And in my research and all the things that I've been doing over the last 2 or 3 years, to me, there seems to be no better way of making money than to do it in the online area, in the online environment. And I know that there's, hundreds of thousands, millions of people in there, but, with a population of 8 billion, if you have just a little, niche, and that can be anything. I've seen people earning extraordinary amounts of money out of, dating sites, all sorts of stuff. So there's money to be made and lots of it. And I'm suggesting to you that I want you to think about doing things. That's one. And doing something for yourself means you're living a bold life. You're doing something. And the other thing is, I want you to think about not only, doing something for yourself, but being very specific about, doing that. Now, having said that, it might sound like a little bit of a sell, and I don't really mean it to be like that, but, this whole thing is around what I was just talking about being about entrepreneurship and being a budding entrepreneur and doing things online. And so with that in mind, I went on a search a long time ago. I've done lots of courses, spent lots of money. I think probably over this last couple of years, I've probably spent $30,000, educating myself and learning things. And so what we're launching very soon, and I'm not putting the link in today, but next week the link will be in for it. You can hit on the link. But what we're looking at doing and what we're looking at introducing is a fabulous program, a program that's educational and informative, and will help you to learn about the online marketplace and learn how to start a business for yourself and take it online and brand yourself and do all those sorts of things. Really comprehensive, really full of fabulous things. You will know how to do it at the end of it, but don't worry if you're not still certain, because I'm here and you've got me, and you can always check back in with me and say, I don't understand this, or I read this, or in the course I came up with this, and I need a bit of a hand with that. So I'm here to support you. That's to start with. I want you to be really successful. I want you to be stress-free. I want you to have the most magnificent life. I want you to come out the other end of the sausage machine, as I call it, living exactly the way you'd love to live. Dream big. And that's one of the things that I've had to learn. I've had to learn, how to dream big, bigger than what I do dream. And I thought I dreamt, fairly big, but I've learned to dream even bigger. And I'm living boldly. I'm an example of that. I am bold, not old as me. So, that's the branding of it all. Living a bold life, and I believe that you'll do through entrepreneurship and doing something for yourself and sharing the gift, your gift with the world, whatever that is. And that might be selling pencils on the corner, because that's what you've always wanted to do. So I support you in whatever you do. I want to support you in whatever you do. So next week I'm going to be putting in the link for it. Watch our social media postings, because we're going to be putting more and more things on that. Stay tuned. Stay with us, because this year, 2023, I'm going to be watching your journey, but you're going to be watching mine and see if I, can achieve some of my, bigger hopes and dreams for myself as well. Enjoy your week. Have the best time. Really, really think about what I've said, and I'll see you next week. Now, if you're not a subscriber already, please click the link and subscribe to our Bold Not Old YouTube channel, Wednesdays with Wallis. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.